340B has become a really hot topic in DC. I think there's a general awareness that not only is there been consolidation, especially in community practices being bought by hospitals, but specifically being bought by 340B hospitals. You know, the pure economics of this or that. An oncologist, an average oncologist, accounts for about $5 million worth of drugs a year. And with 340B discounts of upwards of 50%, that oncologist represents a profit stream per year of $2.5 million to the hospital. So they've been very aggressive. There's a lot more awareness that that's happening, and you have the committees of jurisdiction, starting with the Energy and Commerce Committee, and several members, including Representative Chris Collins from New York, saying, we've got to put a stop to this. It's a critical safety net program. I always get criticized for saying that 340B is evil, that it's only about the drug companies. I even get personally called a shill for the drug companies. But it's not about that. It's about patient care. Because when patients move into that hospital setting, they're paying a lot more. And so as a result, you're seeing this be not just about the economics of costing Medicare more, about being a patient issue. So we're going to see some serious legislation that comes out. It's not going to be directed at community health centers, Ryan White, AIDS clinics, or even rural hospitals, but it will be directed at those hospitals that are not putting those 340B dollars to direct use in terms of indigent or indigent patient care of patients who basically need assistance, but are being put to building buildings, fund CEO salaries. So we're going to see some very serious legislation, and I think you'll see it first coming out from the Energy and Commerce Committee. And I think it will do a lot better job at defining the patient and the nature of a patient. It has to be a real patient of a hospital, not someone they're just giving and administering a cheap drug to. I think you're going to see more transparency and accountability. That's exactly what the federal grantees are held. They're held to a high standard. 340B DISH hospitals are a black box. I think the other key word there is DISH, which stands for disproportionate share hospitals. And I think the way that that's calculated is now more based on Medicare and inpatients as opposed to Medicaid and outpatients. So I think we're going to see a serious attempt of trying to corral this 340B program. And one last thing is that there is a belief now that these 340B discounts, which have increased not only in scope but magnitude, they end up somewhere, and that's into the drug price. So part of the fueling that's going on with drug prices, not to let the industry totally off the hook in setting prices, but part of the fueling that's going on are those discounts, 340B. Powerful, powerful fuel to drug prices, and I think you have more members of Congress on both sides of the aisle understanding and believing that this is a real problem.